Hi guys, it's Emily from Novelle Novels and welcome to today's video. This is the telephone cover book tag. I was tagged to do this by the lovely Mitzi from Mitzi Reads and Writes. I think I've got Mitzi's channel. I'm brainless today, sorry about this. It was originally created by Elizabeth at Reading Wiley, and I will link Mitzi's video down below, and she has the original link to it, because I think it's good to watch Mitzi's video because then you'll see where I'm coming from at the start of it. I am already going to tag Alex from Alex Black Reads, Berna from Berna's Bookish Adventures, and Lisa from Lisa in Bookland. I am trying to do a few different people in my tag videos, but I'm not doing very many at the moment, thank God. But this one, basically, you link in the cover of the people that basically do my video are going to link something to do with the cover from the last book that I show you. Something to do with something on the cover of my last book will be something connected to your first book. So, for instance, at the back on Mitzi's video, she had a gold on the cover, and there was also a tree in the cover. So how I'm linking it is, it's kind of goldish writing, but there was a tree in her first book video. So that's the sort of tree that's connected. So there's got to be something connecting each of your covers. So this one, this next one I'm going to do is The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, which has a little tree in it. You can use books that you've read or not read. So this one I've not read, but it's going to be going on my classics for 2023. I think people talk about Huckleberry Finn. I've read, it's on one of my wish lists of all the books that I wanted to read. And I haven't read it. It's a kid's book, but it's in my classics shelves for some reason. So it should be on my other children's books, I think. And this is The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. I've heard of it growing up, but not actually read the book. And it's a famous story of a small boy who lives on the banks of the Mississippi River with his friend Huckleberry Finn. He skips to school and gets into lots of scrapes. His biggest adventure comes on in a panic when him and his friend Becky go off to explore some caves and are lost underground. Looking forward to reading that. Now that connects to Daniel Deronda. And again, what I'm going to connect is there is a water on this video. Can you see that? Water in the lake. She's fishing. And then this cover, there is again, she's on a bridge covering water. And that's how those two books connect. Daniel Deronda is another classic, which I think is on my list for next year. So you two have already got sneaky peeks about next year's classics. I am going to be doing a video in either November or December with my classics for 2023. I think I've got it planned for the end of November. And this is George Eliot's final novel. And you know I've got a thing about George Eliot. I'm reading Mill on the Floss at the moment, at the time of recording this. And this is the final novel, Daniel Deronda, and it follows the intertwining lives of the beautiful but spoiled and selfish Gwendolyn Harleth and the selfish yet alienated Daniel Deronda as they search for personal and vocational fulfillment and a sympathetic relationship. I'm guessing that that's supposed to be Gwendolyn, and it's set in a largely degenerate aristocratic society in the 1860s, and Daniel Deronda charts their social and meaningful lives against the backdrop of imperialism and oppression of women and racial and religious prejudice. I can't wait to get to that. It's a beautiful copy. It's my Wordsworth Classics. Another sneaky peek with another video that's out this month. Obviously, I'm showing off my classics collection. But yes, so the water connected those two. And there is a girl, and what's connecting these two is she's wearing a hat in this video, in this picture, and it's connected to there is a hat in Lily, which is Rose Tremaine's latest book. So this is the connection here, and it's set in London. This is her latest book. It's like a Victorian murder mystery, which I'm going to be saving for next October. But nobody knows yet that she is a murderer. It's set in London in 1850. On a freezing winter's night, a baby is abandoned in the gates of a park, only to be saved by a young policeman and taken into a foundling hospital. After years of suffering brutal hardships at the hospital, Lily is released into the world of Victorian London, but she is hiding a dreadful secret. Now, the connection between this and the next video, and the next one is, there is a girl on her own, and she's looking very pensive. And the connection there is a girl looking out the window in this bit in the next book. There's also the fact that they are both blue. So you've got blue on that one and blue on that one. So that's the two connections. This is Rowan Coleman, who's one of my favourite authors. I've only read her contemporary work, but this is set in Pondon Hall, and this is apparently historical fiction. It's a bit of magical realism. It's centuries-old historic. Pondon Hall is a centuries-old house on the Yorkshire moors, a magical place full of stories. You know, I love books set in the Yorkshire moors. It's also where Trudy Heaton grew up and where she ran away from. Now, after the devastating loss of her husband, she's returning home with a young son, Will, who refuses to believe his father is dead. While Trudy tries her best for her son, she must also attempt to build bridges with her eccentric mother. And this is a hauntingly beautiful story of love and hope. Really looking forward to that. That'll be another one. I don't know when I'm going to get to it. Now, the connection between that and the next one, I think I've kind of used a similar sort of thing. Oh yeah, is that there is a writing style. There's sort of similar connections. Again, the girl looking out the window. But this one, you've got her looking onto like a moors or something. And this is her. This connection to this one is there is a girl looking out against the fields. So she's looking out there against like out the window, and she's looking through that sort of direction of her face looking. That's my kind of connection. And also, I think this one, I'm sort of taking, it looks like a bit of a yellow dress there. I'm not doing a very good connection on these two. I'm sorry about that. But also, you can see the writing. The other connection is the writing of that there, white on blue. This is white on red. And this is the Tuscan Contessa by Dinah Jeffries. I've read a couple of this author's books and loved them. This is set in 1943, which is like, I think it's like war sort of time. And this is set in the Tuscan Villa. And Contessa Sophia's peaceful Tuscan villa is one amongst the olive groves upturned by the sudden arrival of German soldiers. Desperate to fight back, she agrees to shelter a wounded British radio operator in her home. And she's keeping him hidden from her husband, Lorenzo, knowing that she's putting all their lives at risk. Not read that one, want to. The connection between this and the next one is that there's an aeroplane. You can see there's warplanes over this one. And this connects to this one. Because look, there's an aeroplane there. Similar colours, you've got the purple, you've got the aeroplane. And this is the Sun Sister, which I can't remember which part of the sister this is. Can I see it? I think this is part of the Seven Sisters. I think it's it's number 6 in the Seven Sisters. This is another sneaky peek to next year that I will be reading the Seven Sisters series next year. This is the Sun Sister. I love it. I think it's gorgeous. Got this for not very much. And this is, to the outside world, Electra de la Peace seems to have it all, as well as one of the world's top models. Yet Electra's tenuous control of the state of mind has been rocked by the death of her father, the elusive billionaire who adopted his 6 daughters across the globe. Struggling to cope, she turns to alcohol and drugs. And then, as those around her fear for her health, Electra receives a letter from the stranger claiming to be her grandmother. Oh, so that's how it connects. It goes back to 1939. Cecily Huntley Morgan arrives in Kenya from New York to nurse a broken heart. Staying with her godmother, the member of the infamous Happy Valley set, she meets Bill Forsyth, a notorious bachelor and cattle farmer with close connections to the proud Maasai tribe. But after a shocking discovery and with war looming, Cecily has a few options. Moving up in the Wanjuri village, she is isolated and alone until she meets a young woman in the woods and makes a promise that will change her life forever. These are massive. I think most of these books I'll be reading over 2 months, or I think one I've got to read in a month. I don't know quite which order I'm going to do that. But yes, that connects to, there is a tree and in that, and it's like fields, and this connects to that because there's like a little tree there. You can see the tree on that video, and this connects to a contemporary called The Woman in the Middle by Millie Johnson, which I have got to read. It's one of her latest books, I believe, and this is about Shay Barnstable, the woman in the middle. She's part of a sandwich generation, caring for her parents and her children, supporting her husband Bruce, holding them all together the best they can. when piece by piece Shay thought everything that Shay thought certain in her life is taken away and a disaster strikes. So the connection between this and the next one is 3 members of the family. So that's a woman with a mother and daughter. And this is the 3 sisters. The Storm Sisters, which you know I love the Storm Sisters trilogy. This is the 3 girls looking out together. Those 3 girls are looking out together. So that's my sort of tenuous connection. This is the 4th in the Storm Sisters, in the Sisters trilogy, Pinch of Magic series. Loved it, 5 stars all the way. Buddy read it with the lovely Charlie from Charles Heathcote. Loved this book. Now the connection between that and that is the gold. The gold writing on the background as blue. And that is my connection with that, those 2. So it's sort of quite... Oh yeah, and also you can see the trees and the swirliness, and there's the flowers on that. You can see the flowers in that. This is the 2nd in the Defy the Night series. I'm reading it in November. I cannot bloody wait. I do not know too much about it, but it's the 2nd after Defy the Night, which I loved. I've spoken about this in my book haul because I've literally just read it. I'm literally going to be reading it soon. We're meeting Tessa, Cade, and King Harrison and Prince Coric from the 1st in the series, so I don't want to give away sneaky peeks. But there is, again, very similar connection. You've got the gold on the blue, and you've got the gold on the blue, and those flowers, literally the gold and blue flowers connect that. So that was the gold writing on the blue background. This is the gold writing, which is very similar, and those gold flowers on the blue. Also, you've got the very strong typesetting of To Bend the Night with Mrs. England. They're very strong settings. And you've got a castle there and a big house there. So there's the sort of connections with that. And this is the last book that I'm handing down to people I've tagged. You can either use the gold, you can use the flowers, you can use the house. No such thing as family. You've got the flowers. You've got loads of gorgeous things in this that will connect any book. Mrs. England is one of my favourite books of this year. I thoroughly love it. I love Stacey Hall's works. I've literally ended with 2 of my favourite authors. And this is great for anyone that likes historical fiction. You like a bit of mystery. This is set in like the Georgian era. No, it's Edwardian era, sorry. The Edwardian era. And oh my God, I love this book. If you like historical fiction, if you like a bit of mystery in historical fiction, if you like books set in Edwardian, if you like books set in, I think this is set in Yorkshire or Lincolnshire. Not that they're blooming anywhere near alike, but this is absolutely gorgeous. Yes, it's set in the Yorkshire landscape. What more do I love? I don't know why I've got to think about Yorkshire, but... So that's the book that I'm ending on. I hope, even if I've not tagged you in this video and you want to do it, feel free. It's quite a fun, easy tagged video to do. It doesn't take too long. You do have to be... I was a bit tenuous with some of my connections. Some of them were a bit similar. Hope that's all right, Mitzi. But if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, not subscribed yet, bring on my ding-a-ling. And I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.